What's up guys, AverageGamer here, and today I'm going to show off my new version of my dinosaur deck that revolves around the Ultimate Conductor Triano and the True King VDF, the Beast, and I hope you enjoy. So, if you've seen the last one I did, then you'll know that the dinosaur deck, which revolves around the Ultimate Conductor Triano, is really good at quickly getting out the boss monster here, and then just being your opponent. But since the dinosaurs work really well with the True King Wyrums, I thought I might as well combine them together into a deck, and yeah, it came out really good. So if you haven't seen the previous one, I'll explain how this kind of works. To get out this guy, yeah, he must be special summoned by banishing 2 dinosaur type monsters from your graveyard. And then during either player's main phase, you can destroy one monster you control in your hand and change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense. This guy can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and if he attacks a defense position monster, you can destroy it and inflict 1,000 points of damage. So, once again, really boss monster, really awesome. So, quickest and easiest way to get him out revolves around the soul developing Oviraptor, because when he's normal or special summoned, you can add one dinosaur type monster from your deck to your hand. So you usually add him, unless he's already in your hand. If he's in your hand, you'll most likely add the Phantasmal Miscelosaurus, or one of the level 2 baby ones, because when they're destroyed by a card effect, they can special summon level 4 or lower for the baby Ceratops, or a level 4 or higher for the Pterodon. The point is, summon him, add the card to your hand, and then you'll kinda either tank the turn, or you will use, if you've got a Wyrm in your hand, bring out one of these guys because they destroy cards on your field or your hand to summon. If you have the field spell, you can use the field spell to do it. If you got the Dark Hole, you can use Dark Hole. There are a few different ways of getting them out, but essentially you're going to send at least 2 to the graveyard and then banish them to summon him. We've got a Kaiju in here just so you can run over something your opponent has that's really good, or if you know they're running Kaijus in their deck, have it on your side of the field so they can't run over the big guy in your deck. If you're wondering why I've got Obelisk the Tormentor in here, it's because I used a combination with Plague Spreader Zombie and the True Name. Essentially, you could use any of his effect or these guys' effects too. When they're summoned, you destroy at least one of their element and one other card, send them to the graveyard to summon them. And this guy, once again, during a main phase, destroy a monster to settle your opponent's cards face down. Essentially, you destroy something like the Plague Spreader, send it to graveyard, then you pop it back, put something in your hand on top of your deck, and then using the True Name, since you know what's on top of your deck now, say what you put. Let's say I put a YuGiOh on top of my deck, I'll just say that, use that, I get it back into my hand, and then I can also special summon a Divine Monster from my deck, thus pop out the Obelisk. You could do Slifer, because Obelisk and Slifer are the only ones that can be special summoned. Ra, you cannot special summon that way unless you're using the U cards for it. But yeah, so and essentially it's a 1-turn beater. He cannot, at the end of the phase, he gets destroyed. So, but yeah, so essentially bring out this guy. You'll see it in a replay later. Hell, I actually do pull it off, and it's actually pretty funny. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, this guy is the boss was, and you use this guy as well during the main phase. You can send him to your graveyard to stop dinosaur type monsters you control. They are now unaffected by anything your opponent activates. You can do this during either player's turn, but you usually do it in your turn because you want to send him to the graveyard if you already have another dinosaur in there already banished for him. But you can also banish this guy plus any other number of dinosaurs up to the stars of what you want to then special summon that from your deck. It is destroyed during the end phase, but once again, you usually use it for either an OTK or you use it to bust out one of these little guys, because then they're destroyed by a card effect, you can get their effect again. Or you'll banish at least 4 and get out a Triano Infinity, which gains 1,000 attack equal to your number of banished dinosaurs. So it's pretty decent. And with that, you can also use the Survival Instinct trap, banish a number of dinosaurs in your graveyard, gain life points for each dinosaur banished, and give him more attack points. Although I have Plague Spreader, I don't actually have any synchros in this deck. It's not needed, but you can definitely put them in. There's nothing wrong with it, but you're not really going to get much. Most of the time, you're going to have the rank 4, level 4s out for a short period of time, and you're just gonna. And then you got all these boss guys which are 9 and 10, so you can't really make anything with it. So like I said, he's just for the play of using the true name. I got 2 Fossil Digs to just add a dinosaur to your hand. That's at least level 6. You know what Black Hole and Raigeki do. MST and Twin Twister. The Dragonic Diagram is very good. Because you can, once per turn, destroy one other card in your hand or you control and add a True King from your deck to your hand. So it's a good way to get out whatever one of these you need to special summon. Because also when these guys are destroyed, they also get off secondary effects. Like when this guy is destroyed by card effect, you can add a non-fire Wyram from your graveyard to your hand. This one you can add a non-wind Wyram from your deck to your hand. This one can special summon a non-earth Wyram from your graveyard to the field. I think this one's one non-water Wyram from your deck to the field in defense. But yeah, so it's a good way to get these guys out because you want at least 2 of these on the field, so you can bring out the True King VDF, the Beast, whose effect is pretty much what will guarantee you a win if you have both of these on the field. Because this guy can detach and Xyz material. Best time to do it is straight after your opponent's draw phase. And then you just declare an attribute, and then all monsters on the field become that attribute, and then your opponent's ones that are that attribute cannot activate their effects or attack. You'll see it in a duel against, where I've played against a guy using an Odd Eyes deck, where he just busts out a bunch of cards after I've used this effect and they can't do anything. So, we also got the Ethereal Wyram Fall, just to add another Wyram from your deck to your hand when you need it. Dimensional Barrier, just to stop your opponent from either Rituals, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum that turn. Vanity's Emptiness, it's most likely, like I said, just to stop your opponent for the 1 turn because this card goes to the graveyard if you send any cards from your deck or the field to your graveyard. And this deck revolves a lot around sending low level cards to graveyard to get out your high level ones. So it's merely, yeah, like I said, just to stop your opponent for that 1 turn and then come back your turn and bring out all your stuff. And then there's Fossil Excavation, not really a necessary trap card, you could probably put in anything else, but essentially discard a card, then you can target a dinosaur in your graveyard, special summon it, its effects are negated. I'd probably just use it to discard one of your other dinosaurs, and then probably bring back the Kaiju onto your side of the field. His effects aren't really useful in this deck since it revolves around Kaiju counters. But 1, you have a 3000 attack monster in your side field. 2, it's Kaiju, so your opponent can't special summon them. And yeah, 3, you also get to send one of any card, doesn't have to be a dinosaur, to graveyard. And then, so Plague Spreader Zombie or something. And yeah, to just get it out. So it's pretty helpful. We got the Bahamut Shark in here because you got the Hydrogeddons. A lot of people play the normal type water dinosaurs as well, but I prefer just the Hydrogeddons because if you can get these guys out by themselves and then they also destroy an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon another one. So they search themselves out. But you can also special summon them with either of these cards. And yeah, so you use that to get a rank, and then using Bahamut Shark's effect, you can detach one of those dinosaurs and get a rank for your lower water Xyz monster, which is usually going to be totally awesome, which he can then negate a spell trap or monster effect by sending an aqua-type monster from the field or your hand to the graveyard. So even if you have one of these guys in your hand, it'll still get off its effect, but usually it just sends itself. And then you can also set whatever card it destroyed on your side of the field. And you could also target a mortal monster in graveyard and add it to your hand. And then probably the best 2 are the Evolve Sword Lagia and Dolka. Lagia can stop one special summon or a spell or trap card, and then Dolka can stop 2 effect monsters coming off because it only costs 1 material each time. You'll see how good he is when he in a duel where I face a guy using Invokers, and yeah, it's just both of the essentially both of them are definitely very good, but you gotta use whatever one is better for the situation. I used him in the ABC duel that you're gonna see later, and yeah, definitely better than using Dolka. But yeah, so that's the deck. Essentially, you got the 2 boss monsters you're trying to get out, and then if you're lucky, an obelisk as well. It runs pretty well. I mean, you can still win even without having these guys out, but it's very easy to get them out, so I doubt you wouldn't. You could definitely switch out a bunch of these cards for better cards, like some traps or so, but it's up to you. I just like having the obelisk because it's just fun to pull it out of nowhere. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy these replays, and catch you all in the next video.